Hi guys, Tom here. This is going to be my first ever YouTube video and deal with all the mistakes I make, and I'm sure there's going to be comments about not being an electrician and not knowing what I'm doing. But I'm a normal person with normal people problems, and this weekend our refrigerator stopped working. Me and Amber did some research and found out that it is likely the capacitor for the compressor. And so in doing some more research, I found that there is a $10 part that's available that is much cheaper than the stock part, which is this. So I made a couple phone calls Sunday morning to see if we could get this $10 part at a appliance parts store. But that $10 part turned into a $50 part. So I ordered it, rush on Amazon, came here today, and so we're going to install it. Hopefully it works. Okay, so this is the unboxing of what I got. The Supco 3-in-1 start relay overload start capacitor combination. Comes with some wire nuts in a nice bag, and very simple directions about how to hook it up to the compressor. So let's take a look at these directions. So disconnect power supply. Check. The refrigerator is not plugged in. Remove old relay and overload, which is that part that I showed you earlier before. Push terminal connected to white wire. Alright, well I'm just gonna, you can read, I'm gonna do all these one step at a time, and I'll come back when I got it hooked up. Okay, we're gonna look at this thing up a little closer. You can see these three wires here, the red, the white, and the black, are on one side of this, and then there's two black wires that are at the other side. So these two black wires are going to be connected to this harness, which was connected to the old capacitor. And some people, from what I researched online, only had two wires. I obviously have three, but as you can see, two of these wires, the white ones, are connected as it is. They just go somewhere else. So I don't know, I'm not an electrician, but I know enough about electricity to know that these two wires are connected, and there shouldn't be any problem with splicing the three of them all together as it is. These three wires, the black, the white, and the red, connect to the three pins that you see right there on the compressor. And again, there's a chart on the back of the part that comes that tells you where to put those wires based on their color. Black, I believe, is at top. It's kind of like a triangle, those pins. The black is on top, and then the white and the red are on the two lower ones. So let me get those connected, and I'll show you guys that. Alright, so now I have those connected. My triangle was upside down, so I flipped the directions upside down, and again, I don't know what I'm doing, but it seems pretty common sense. Again, you can't mess up hooking up the other two black wires because they don't have the little metal connectors like the white, the red, and the other black do. So, flip my triangle upside down, and they're now connected. So the next thing is to splice the two black wires into the three wires that were connected to the harness, which I snipped with wire cutters. But in case this doesn't work and it is another problem, I left enough on my harness to splice them back in if I need to go buy the OEM part, or we'll just buy a new fridge. Alright, as you can see, I've got both of the white wires now combined with that one black wire from the top of this thing, and then I got the red wire with the other black wire. Those are wire nutted. Assuming this works, I will be electrical taping those, and then this whole unit, obviously not being stock, is not going to connect to the compressor like the old one did. So it's probably going to be like zip tied to the corner here where those two holes are or something. Assuming it works, which we're about to find out if it does. So I'm going to double check and make sure that these metal connectors aren't touching. Double check everything real quick, plug it in, and then either post this video because it worked or delete it and start researching what else could be the issue. So, alright, so I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride here for me to plug it in to see if it works. Again, what was happening with our fridge was the compressor wasn't turning on. First the freezer started defrosting, all our ice was melting. Then we thought it was just like a thermostat or the temperature was turned down too much. Went away for like a week, then came back, and then it moved over to the fridge side as well. Luckily we have a second fridge in the garage, so it hasn't been too bad, but that fridge is primarily for the kegerator, which I'm not giving up. So here's the fix, hopefully. So we're going to plug it in. Compressor is on. Now we're going to open the door. So it's working. 15 bucks, $10 part, $5 to ship it overnight. Compressor is on. We're going to open up the door to see if it's blowing cold. Oh, that was awesome. See if it's blowing cold air again. So come down here, check for cold air. That is cold. I'll check on this side, up here. So, tentatively, I'm going to say that this worked. And that air is pretty cold. So I'm going to let it run for a little bit and double check, but I think it's a good fix for anybody who's a DIYer. Again, I used to do a little bit of electrical work when I installed air conditioning, high voltage and low voltage. It's pretty basic concepts, but again, this thing comes with directions on the back that are very simple to follow, which is what I did. Plus I watched like 7 videos. This one's probably just as good as those other 7, so I'm going to post it because I never put anything on YouTube before, and I'm pretty happy. So another side note is your fridge comes with this cardboard on the back that covers the back part. A lot of people would probably just toss it. Apparently it's very important to have this piece because it helps in the efficiency. I can feel the air from the fan coming out on me right now, so that's probably a big reason why. Another thing, another reason we took this off is to clean off everything. The coils and all that were dirty with dog hair, so you're supposed to do that about twice a year. That was the first thing we tried to do for the fix, and then when that didn't work, this was the next most likely thing. So success in the Salitas household. We have our family fridge back for 15 bucks.